Forget about opinions of the best place to live on Bozeman West Side. Today we're dealing in facts. I'm breaking down the 5 most popular subdivisions on the west side of Bozeman right now. This is the area anchored by Gallatin Regional Park and Gallatin High School. Plus, I have one bonus at the end that most people are sleeping on. Let's get into it. A little bit of context before we get started. The west side used to be at the end of the mall. Now it stretches toward Four Corners with new subdivisions, a new high school, the 100-acre regional park, and a commercial corridor that is growing fast. This is the fastest growing quadrant in Bozeman, but not every subdivision here is performing the same. Some are moving fast while others are sitting. The difference comes down to something specific, and I'll show you what that is after the list. Starting with number 5, we have Valley West. And for the west side, this is the original. Valley West was one of the first major subdivisions on the west side, and that history shows in just the right ways. There's a large community pond at the center, walking trails, a stream, and mature landscaping that newer construction neighborhoods simply can't replicate. It's also the most versatile subdivision as far as types of housing: condos, townhomes, and single-family homes across a wide range of price points. And recent single-family homes in the subdivision are clustering around $600,000 to $750,000. The takeaway here: this is for the buyer who wants established West Side character without paying for a custom home premium price. You're buying a maturity that new builds and new subdivisions just can't offer yet. Number 4 is Harvest Creek, and it has something that's actually pretty rare for the West Side: architectural consistency. You have only single-family homes, and they're all built in a craftsman style with HOA-enforced architectural standards. The result is a neighborhood with a cohesive look and feeling throughout the whole subdivision. Trails run through the subdivision. There's 2 large parks, a basketball court, and the 100-acre regional park is less than a mile away. Find the right home and you can capture beautiful Bridger Mountain views. Homes here are trading at an average entry level of $625,000, but that can range up to $800,000 and maybe a little more, depending on the quality, size, and location of the home. The takeaway here is that Harvest Creek is for the buyer who wants a neighborhood with only single-family homes with enforced standards and a neighborhood that actually has a consistent identity to it. Number 3 is Baxter Meadows, but specifically Baxter Meadows West. The standard Baxter Meadows is a mix of single and multi-family homes to the west of Target and Costco, with trail connections, a 10-acre park, and Chief Joseph Middle School right next door. But Baxter Meadows West is the real story here. Single family only. Lots up to 18,000 square feet, which is large by any standard inside Bozeman city limits, especially as development concentrates more and more. Trails connect directly across Baxter Lane into the regional park. Meadowlark Elementary, Chief Joseph, and Gallatin High are all within close range. As far as school corridor positioning goes for all the subdivisions on this list, Baxter Meadows West has the best proximity. The takeaway: this area is for the family buyer who wants larger lots, school proximity, and park access all stacked together. Before we get to the top 2 on this list, here's what connects every subdivision that consistently holding value and moving well on the west side. The 2 major things that drive demand here are park proximity and school corridor positioning. The 100-acre Gallatin Regional Park is the lifestyle anchor. 6 miles of trail, the dinosaur playground, multiple ponds, dog park, and a sledding hill. It draws people year-round, and it absolutely shows up in resale demand. Subdivisions directly on the park or within a short walking distance hold value much more consistently than anything else on this list. And the K-12 school corridor is the second anchor for this area. Families making decisions to buy in this area are making long-term commitments. That type of demand holds even when the market softens. The subdivisions on the west side that are sitting right now are priced like they have both anchors, but are a few blocks removed from either. Find the anchor that's best for your life, ideally both, and that's the position worth buying. Number 2 on this list is The Crossing. The reason is very, very simple. Nobody else on this list is closer to the regional park. The Crossing is bordered by the 100-acre regional park on 2 sides. You don't drive to the park, and you don't walk a few blocks to the park either. You walk right out your back door into it. Trails, ponds, the dinosaur playground, the dog park, they're all right here. And here's a dynamic that makes The Crossing even more interesting. There is no more room to expand. There might be a couple more lots to build on, but it's all built out. and that's it. Limited inventory with a high demand positioning just like this, that's what holds value differently than a neighborhood adding a few new phases every year. Homes here trade at a starting price point of $700,000 to $850,000. But for the homes right on the park, you're looking at an entry price point of around $1.2 million. The takeaway for the crossing is that this is for the buyer who wants to live on the park. And the supply constraints for this neighborhood, they absolutely matter. And number one on the list is Flanders Mill. This is the most sought after subdivision on the west side right now. 137 master planned acres, 272 single family lots, 36 acres dedicated to parks, streams, ponds, trails, and playgrounds. There are even protected viewshed corridors that lock in your Bridger Mountain View sightlines. There's fiber optic throughout, and you're directly across from the 100-acre regional park. You're adjacent to Gallatin High School, and Meadowlark Elementary and Chief Joseph Middle School are within walking distance. It checks both of those main anchors at the same time. Homes here are custom, architecturally diverse, and range from the upper 600,000s for townhomes to well over $1 million to $1.5 million for larger builds with ADUs. And no short-term rentals are allowed here. That only strengthens the owner-occupant culture and the long-term stability of the neighborhood. The takeaway for the buyers here is that Flanders Mill is for the buyer that wants the full west side package. Parks, schools, custom homes, trails, and a neighborhood identity that's already established. So those are the 5 on this list, but there is one more that's worth knowing about. Northwest Crossing sits kitty corner to Gallatin High School at Oak and Cottonwood. 160 acres, 700 plus planned residences, and 150,000 square feet of commercial space, which is going to entail restaurants, retail, and offices. Williams Homes is building the single family and townhomes right now. The vision they have is a fully walkable community where you can live, shop, eat, and get outside without ever getting in a car. And that's genuinely new for the West Side. But there is a real trade-off. You're early in this development. A lot of what makes Northwest Crossing compelling simply isn't built yet, so you really need to have a vision for what's coming. But the school anchor is already here, the developers have a great track record, and the bones for a wonderful future community are all here. The takeaway for buyers looking at Northwest Crossing is that this is the neighborhood for you if you have a vision 5 to 10 years away. This is what the West Side growth play really looks like. A little bit about risk and opportunity before we go. Buyers making decisions on prices alone instead of an area without the park or school anchors underneath them, you're the most at risk right now. Thinner resale demand can show up faster than people expect. And sellers in any of these subdivisions priced at 2022 numbers are taking a real risk too. Even in Flanders Mill, where homes are typically the most desirable, has homes sitting right now, but they're not priced at current data and current metrics. So that rule applies anywhere on this list. For buyers who understand the 2 main anchors we covered, there's more inventory, more negotiating power, and the fundamental drivers for the West Side simply haven't changed. That was 6 subdivisions and 6 different fits, all tied to the same 2 anchors: park proximity and school positioning. Once you know which one matters most to your life right now, the decision gets a lot clearer of where you should move. Which of these areas speaks to you the most? Drop it in the comments.